What's up, guys? Today we got something really cool. I wasn't gonna wait for the American market to get these, so I just bought one on Auction Yahoo for like 20 bucks, and they shipped it over pretty quickly. And I'm really excited because I really love this design. So we got here that P-Bandai Leo, and damn, that is nice. What a cool design. Box is a lot bigger than the standard Leo. So let's dig in real quick to see how it looks. Alright, cool ass cape, cool designs, cool everything. Definitely need to paint this sucker because, let me see. That's looking pretty cool. Yeah, it's that shampoo gold. I'm gonna paint that with a nice gold. I actually have a really nice bottle of red that I've been wanting to use. So let me build this real quick. I'll let you guys know if there's any imperfections or any problems or any seams that you got to get rid of. So let me snap this up real quick. But before I snap it up, let me just see. All in English, dual saber, cool design. You know what? It's been a while since I read G-Unit. You know, I read the manga back when I got them on clearance at Walden Books like 20 years ago, but it's been a while. What do we got to use? Red matter. Clear yellow gold. I could do it better. We're gonna have a nice, I have wine red. You know what, I like wine red, so I'll probably stick with that with the red for the cape. But man, I hope they make the rest of them. That's really cool. That's really cool. So yeah, let me snap this up real quick. You know, it's a fucking high grade, a Leo high grade with some fancy trimming, but it's so badass. So let's get snapping. The first seam line I came across on the arms, real simple one to get rid of. Put a little bit of thin glue in there, see, just like that. So do a little up here. Repeat the step for back here. Pretty simple. I should do like 3 or 2 passes to get a nice even coverage. You know? Don't wanna. There you go. And press that baby in. And there she is. Nice and full. Let that dry for like 20 minutes and I'll sand that good. Here's something pretty cool that came with the model. I guess this is for the shoulder, for the thingamajigs on the side, for like the detailing. It's cool because they want you to like guide it in, and then it wants you to put this piece on like so. So it kind of holds them in place so you don't lose them, which is nice because you could definitely lose these guys. And then what they want you to do next is to go by each one and then trim them out. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So look at that. It's actually pretty nicely engineered for a high grade. You know, this is really cool. So now I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna clean them all up, and then I'll sand them down smooth, and then you kind of just pop them on the shoulder like so, and they stay on pretty good. They don't come out. You don't have to worry about them falling out or anything like that, and you don't have to glue them in. They're not held in place, so I guess when you pose them and lift the arms up, you know, or the cape or whatever, this is gonna be cool, man. This is really nice. Alright, 2 more seam lines on the model that I found so far. You don't have to get rid of this line, that's part of the detail, but this one you're gonna have to get rid of. You don't have to get rid of your seam lines because there's a lot of lazy builders now, but yeah, you're gonna want to get rid of them. I don't care, you gotta get rid of them. I hate to be mean, but it's the truth. There you go, fill that bitch up. There you go, press that bitch in. Smush it. You want to smush it, get all the glue out. Alright? And I already did this for the leg. But you know what's cool is, what's pretty cool about this Leo, I'm guessing, fuck, I put the fucking part. stupid cocksucker part. Alright. So you know what's really cool about this Leo is, here's the standard Leo leg. And here is this Leo-S leg. Definitely a little more bulkier actually, and definitely longer. I was thinking of doing extensions on the legs, but you know what? I don't really need to because this height is cool. It's pretty nice. When you ever build high grades and you see this, just honestly snip that in between. See? And then when you slide them into the skirt, you'll have posability and flexibility going in both sides to make it more dynamic. See? It's like a master grade, but high grade, much better. So it's definitely a plastic, like a soft plastic. When I put them on the model, I'll show you. I mean, it's gonna be fun to paint. It still has pretty detailed, so I'm pretty excited for that. So I just got finished snapping the Leo-S, and I did whatever I had to do to clean it up. Sanded the edges, removed all the seam lines on the model, and so far I like it a lot. It's really cool. You know, there's gonna be some people are gonna complain about the cape. It's like not a full cape or something, but you know what? It's as good as it's gonna get for this model. It's cool. He is a lot taller than the normal Leo high grade. I don't have one to show you a comparison, but I built one in the past and I could tell. And it's cool because you got this little part right here to hold the swords, because I guess it comes with two. It does come with like a little gun, like a boomstick gun. I'm probably just gonna ignore that because I don't plan on having that displayed. I saw the pose on the box with it walking. Has a really cool walking pose with the sword on the side. I think that looks really badass. And yeah, I definitely want to go with that. So I don't have the hands on because I really can't stand high grade hands. I use the Jingen knuckles. You know, those Jingen knuckles, whatever, from Build Fighters. Those are really good universal hands to use on anything. They come in all different sizes. And it has a really nice closed hand, and I make a nice fist, and a nice open hand to hold a sword. Those are currently in my storage unit, and I've been drinking, and I don't feel like driving right now. And I'll probably get them tomorrow. And yeah. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take apart a little bit, and I'm actually gonna blast him with primer. And I'm gonna get going with this. He'll be a pretty quick paint job, and after I get him primed, I'm gonna look for imperfections, show you guys a few more tips, and then I'm going to get going with the painting. And I have some really special paints I wanted to use for this. This is a really cool model. I like it a lot. So I'm priming a couple parts now. I am priming the sword, the clear part, because I have two. I want to see how one will look if I were to paint it a solid color and add some white, some fluorescent green. And the other one I'm going to leave clear and put a little white into it. I just want to see which one will look better. And I'm just doing a quick prime job on this guy right here. So I only really do this when I deal with like high grades. I give it a quick once over, and that just shows me the imperfections, like what I missed with some of my seam line removal. And then what I do now is I take it all apart, I separate it by color, and then I start sanding parts, smoothing out parts, looking for any and more imperfections, start putty and removal and all that shit. And then I go back, and then I hit it again with primer, each part individually, so everything's fully primed and ready to go. So now I think I did a pretty good coverage, what I wanted, and I'm gonna go from there.
Alright, here I added the finisher's lacquer putty on any part that needed seam line removal. Pretty easy to use. I love that shit. It's so easy to use, man. If you can find it, get it, and hold on to it. And here are these little circles, I guess from the mold, that are in the cape. I just sanded the shit out of them until they're gone completely and smoothed out, as you can see here. It's just a little elbow grease, nothing too hard. Get to it, don't fuck around.
Need to go on a diet. Day 2 of the build. I was able to go to the storage unit after work and pick these up. I love these. These are pretty nice, pretty affordable, and great. They work with high grades and smaller master grades, to be honest. Like, you could probably slap some of these on the wing kits, like the wing kits, or even the victory kits, stuff like that. Because like even this is definitely the size of F91, smaller Universal Century, or even Gundam Wing models. These would be good for them. So anyway, now that there's 2 sets. There's the more square ones, which are good for like Gundam, and the round ones are good for Zaku, like Zeon suits, or in this case Leos. So I'm trying to think. I think a good size would be this one right here. Let's see, there's like a small, medium, and a large. So I think I'm gonna go with the small. So I need to get myself one closed hand. You know, I'm gonna do one closed hand, one open hand, and the right hand I want to hold the sword. So I'll do that. I got the parts all individually pegged, and you know, I did a smooth sanding just to look for any imperfections. The seam lines were repaired, now they're completely gone, and that's what I wanted. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna hit it with some 1200 surfacer, and then I'll go in and start the painting process.
This is how I prime after I went over and sanded up all the parts, checked for imperfections. As you can tell from the priming going on right now, my seam line removal was perfect, as always.
For the red, I'm going to use Finisher's Mica Red. My friend turned me on to this color. It's really nice. It has gold flakes mixed into the red paint. That's a nice rich color, and I think this will do well. Like, it'll accent the gold trimmings I have on the model, and this is going to look really cool. Now I just got to shake it for like 10 minutes because I don't think I've touched this bottle yet.
You just tell by looking at the pigments and the buildup. It's a really nice strong color, very strong paint, and all that gold buildup, you just kind of want to mix that right back into it. Here is the first coat. There's a process when it comes to giving a nice even coverage. It's called 30, 80, 100. Start by covering your paint with 30% coverage. Then you want to go into 80. Then you want to go into 100. This way, this avoids pooling and buildup and caked on paint. This gives you a more smooth, even coverage. So here it's that 30. Now here is where I'm applying the second coat, which will cover 80% of the part. And as you can tell, it's very smooth, very perfect. And that's where the seam line was, and it was removed because I'm the best. And you have to remove your seam lines. Get over it. And this is the final cover for 100% coverage, even Stevens. And you need to have your paint perfect, so you need to get nice gloss, strong finish. See how that looks? That's what you want. That was a part with seam lines down it, removed, looking great. And here's another example, perfect as can be. Here is what I use, Gx100 Gloss. I do the same process where I do the 30, 80, 100 even coats, and no pull up, no nothing. It goes on nice, very easy to use, and it gives me nice strong coverage, everything I want. And look how shiny that looks. It looks even shinier now because I don't think I recorded the third time I sprayed it. Obviously, you gotta hit it with a little panel liner. And I'm just using Tamiya panel line. Leo doesn't really have that many panel lines to begin with. Just a couple on the legs and little circles around the armor, real quick. And then I just cleaned it up Easy peasy, man. Gotta fucking do it. So bear with me on this step. This is me painting the cape. I did a whole bunch of shit to this cape, and I don't think I recorded it all. I started off using black as a base coat. Not as base coat, but as the deeper parts of the cape, or as the crevices. That would be my pre-shading. A lot of red on black is kind of hard to deal with, but what I did was I kept building up layers and layers and layers. And with this one, I'm doing wine red only on the raised edges, just light coats for now. And I just keep repeating this process probably about 5 times till the black is completely blended in. And what I also do is I widen up my tip every time I go by, so I get more coverage, covering more and more of it. And it just repeated process over and over. And it looks a little shoddy now, but when you see it at the end of the video, the cape blended really nicely. And now that's with the full coverage of the wine red, and now I'm actually going in with shine red and on the highest areas and just kind of blending it in a little more. And I only use shine red on the highest areas to just really accent it. You see, I leave a little with the wine red on the darker areas and shine red on the raised areas. And that's just me covering it completely. Now I'm showing you some top secret information. Gx114 is my favorite top coat ever. It's GX Smooth. Everything about it makes it so much better. I use the GX Smooth on the cape and the pink parts that go on the side of Leo's head, which I did not record painting. It's just really nice, and gotta do it, man. Gotta get to it. Nice covers. When painting most mecha models, I use Gundam Interframe by Mr. Hobby. It's just the universal, awesome, metallic interframe. Not too dark, not too bright, not too much silver, not too much flakes. It's just a really nice interframe color, which I highly, highly recommend using. I didn't put a top coat on this paint. It didn't need it. It gives a nice gloss. And when I do put like top coat on it, I didn't want my interframe to be too glossy. I think this gave me a nice transition gloss, or whatever the fuck it's called. And here's my see, it goes on so nice. Look at that. And then I painted a few more times.
For the hilt of the sword, I'm using EX gold. I really like this gold. You gotta give it a good shake. And it's a very nice, shiny, reflecting basic gold. That won't take away too much from the armor.
As you can tell, this paint goes on really nicely. I painted it over just normal surfacer because I didn't want the gold to be too dark. Painting over surfacer, nice light coat, gives it a nice shiny, bright look. It really, really goes on nice. See? Look at that. Easy. Here I apologize because I didn't show the bottle. I use Gaia Eldraine Gold for all the armor. I love Eldraine Gold. It's my go-to gold, and I'll keep using it until I die, or until I can't find the bottles anymore. They are a bit of a bitch to get. If you can get them, do it. Underrated color, virtual on inner frame. Shake the shit out of the bottle. You get a nice silver dark. It's just awesome. I use this inner frame color for some mecha, not all. Boy oh boy, I hate narrating the fuck I'm painting, but this is for the sword. This is if you want to keep the sword like half translucent. What you want to do is you kind of just want to cover the hilt and the edges of the sword with white paint to make it look like it's glowing, and you want it to look like there's more heat towards the hilt of the sword where it's coming out from, and you want to leave the top of the tips like translucent. You just want to make sure you cover both sides like as close and evenly as possible, and don't forget to cover the sides of it just like that, and it's a cool trick. I'm also repeating the process for the visor. I just put a little white in the middle of the visor. Didn't want to cover the whole thing. See, I'm painting two swords just to see which one I like more. And these are the areas where you want to paint white because the bright green you apply to it, you want it to be bright. And don't forget you have a little green visor on the forehead. And I'm using fluorescent green. This is awesome paint. And you kind of just want to put a little fluorescent green in the middle of the white that you put in. Very light. I used I made sure my paint was pretty wet, pretty translucent, really light coat, and that's it. That's all you want to do is hit it a little bit. And you also want to do that for the visor. You kind of just want to put a little bit on just to cover up the white and make the green really pop out. And now when you're painting the part, you want to completely paint the part with a light coat of the fluorescent green. Just like that. And then you want to focus on building up the base a little stronger with the fluorescent green. And you could use this for any sword, any colors as you want. And I had to choose between the two, which one I liked more. The one on the right reminds me too much of the old high grades back in the day, so I'm going with the one on the left with the translucent colors. It looks a little better for me. And doing the same for the visor. I prefer the one with the translucent colors.
Alright, this is the final stop. I started assembling the Leo, and I got the final parts that I just airbrushed. I gotta start putting it, finish complete and putting them together. So far, I did enjoy it. It's a very fun model, very easy model. Really, you could just pump this out no problem. I kind of fucked myself a bit with the gold. I tried to do this plated gold from Born paints. I didn't like the outcome. I don't think that paint is good for these little parts. So I just use my Gaia Eljan gold. That's like my go-to gold if I want something more vivid. And I'm kind of happy I went that way. I want to use the Born paint, but I gotta use that for something where a part's a little bigger so you can really get the whole, I don't know, the reflection out of it. I don't fucking know. So anyway, let's put this together. So I gotta finish assembling the head. You know, I chose this sword out of the two I painted. I do like that. Same with the visor. I put the hologram sticker on for the eye. You won't even see it. But maybe if the light hits it just right, you know, and maybe it will. So let's just start assembling. This is that. And I got my hands. I'm going to start with the fist. Let's go there. That's going to go in here. Even if you don't paint this model and you want to get it to pose and play with, it's awesome. You know, cool cape. This is the first, I think, one of the few, not the first, one of the few Gundam models that have a cape. I think Sandrock has one. I'm glad they didn't give it like a red cloth, you know, like a red fabric tape. That would have sucked. Yeah, I don't think they do that anymore with their models. You should go with that soft plastic route. So how the hell do you assemble this thing again? I think I do something like slide this in like that, I think. So anyway, I did enjoy it. It's a shame they don't make these things like mass producing, you know, You gotta fight for P-Bandai or whatever. But honestly, I looked this morning for these, for this guy, just to see. There's 3 on Mandarake right now for under 25 bucks. And that's a pretty good deal. Alright, this thing's P-Bandai, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Even though the box is like full-blown standard release look. It is a P-Bandai, which is bullshit. This thing could just be a normal release. Same with the Gemnus. You know, now I really hope they do continue with this G-Unit line and give us an updated Hydra Gundam. I think that would be really cool, man. So this goes on somehow. I think I fucked that up. Built this thing once. Oh wait, no, this kind of just slides back here. I think. Oh wait, no. Forgot I got this head. This slides down on there in front of the sticker, so you get the idea what I'm saying. See how the paint job really brings that out now? And you can faintly see the sticker behind it. That's what I wanted. And then it gets this pretty cool face mask. This is the most it's the most fun part. And when you're assembling your model after you painted it, give your paint a couple days to dry. Like give it a day to fully cure. Because if you just top coat it and then you're like, oh fuck, I want to start assembling, you're gonna get fingerprints and smudges all over it. It happened with me, man. So you know, I make fuck ups. I make them quite a bit, so no one's perfect. And it fucking goes there. Alright, so this slides in. Like the gold, you know, I had to strip it like twice. And fucking the amount of sanding I was doing on this bitch, I definitely lost some of the sharpness of the plastic. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, that looks great. That looks pretty sweet when you zoom in. How the fuck did this camera ever go in focus? But yeah, it looks cool, man. Look at that. That's a cool camera, dude. No, it's a shit camera. It's a cool model. So let's put him on like that. Voila. Look at that. Alright, so now that it's fully assembled, I can see it. From what I showed you, the black pre-shading, you know, it's not as strong as you thought it was. The shine red really helped out. The wine red really cooled it off. And you know, you go in with the shine red in the highlighted areas, it looks pretty nice. When I start posing this bad boy, you're gonna see it. You know, the little thruster cock piece, the little silver, not too bad. That doesn't take away from it. The 2 golds competing with each other. You can tell that this is a weapon and this is part of the armor, so that's cool. The gold, this gold, yeah, it's like a nice bright yellow gold. The Gaia Aldran gold complements this nice pure red, the mica red, which has the gold flakes in it. So this looks really cool. Like this is in my bedroom. My room's kind of dark. I don't really have a nice proper lighting setup for this. But once I put them in the photo booth and start taking photos of it, it's gonna look awesome. Oh, come on. This is Gundam, man. We ain't fucking around. This is like, you know, Gundam's real, you know. So you gotta kinda, I'm gonna fuck with that off camera because I don't want to scratch it. Let's see how the sword looks on him. There we go. Sweet. Look at that. Look how cool that looks, man. Yeah, I think the clear sword with a little paint in there looks awesome. The hand's really cool. I mean, you know, the jigging hands are cool. You know, now I have an open hand for another pose I'm going to plan on doing. But yeah, this is mighty fine. This is a badass model, man. I love it. I really hope they make the rest of these guys. And I really hope they continue the G-Unit line. Now I gotta get myself a Gemnus, because I don't have that one. And some of the other like Gundam units are really cool looking. Like Hydra has to be my favorite, obviously, and then they're like the one that like turns into I don't know. They're very bizarre, very cool looking suits. Very underrated. But this Leo is hopefully the start of many more to come. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Sorry I don't put out that many videos. Sorry I don't really build Gundams that much as I used to. I do a lot of store displays for Gundam Planet still. I got a ton of models I'm still working on. I had a ton of videos recorded that I was gonna edit, but dude, it just sucks. I need a, I don't know. It's not, I don't want to get into it. Alright, maybe I'll see you guys in a year. Alright, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for watching, watch the spin and booth photo shoot. Alright, take care.